This video is brought to you by MOFT. Good morning everyone, today is going to be an eventful day and I'll take you along with me as I review the iPhone 15. Now first things first, to start my day, I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee, and while I wait for that to brew, part of my morning routine is to check the to-do list that I made the night before. I love using reminders for this, as ticking off tasks as I go is just so satisfying and helps keep me motivated. Let me show you why I really like the design of the iPhone 15. It feels really nice to hold in the hand, and this is thanks to the fact that the frame, while still flat, is now rounded by the edges, so it doesn't dig into your palm, and as a result is much nicer to hold than last year's iPhone 14. To add to that, the now matte glass back feels premium and also doesn't show fingerprints, especially here on my blue iPhone 15. Anyway, now that my coffee is ready, it is time to get to work. I start with responding to my emails and going through your comments. I always enjoy reading your feedback on my videos and getting to know who my viewers are. I also found that reading your questions and suggestions is a great way for me to come up with new video ideas. And while I do this, on the side, I will have my iPhone 15 set up to keep an eye on notifications and to easily respond to messages or calls while I'm working. My setup is relatively simple, with one studio display attached to my 14-inch MacBook Pro, but what for me is most important is to have my phone on hand and accessible at all times. After organizing my inbox, I prepare an Instagram post, and you can see that the 6.1-inch OLED display of the iPhone 15 really shines, particularly in this area. I can count on this display for photo editing since colors are vibrant, yet also still accurate. Plus, the display on the 15 now also gets 2 times brighter than that of the 14, going up to 2000 nits just like on the Pros. Now that I've completed all the tasks planned for this morning, it's time to head out and put the cameras of the iPhone 15 to the test. On the tube, I set my route using Apple Maps and use the handy dynamic island for directions and to quickly switch between apps. I'm so glad to see the dynamic island is brought to all iPhones this year, as this was previously only on the Pro iPhones. We have now arrived on location at the historic and always lively Greenwich area, a great location to test the iPhone 15's camera. We first visited the well-known Greenwich Market, which was filled with delicious food and is also a great place to meet a new furry friend. I love the busy atmosphere, creating the perfect opportunity to test how the iPhone 15's camera manages different lighting scenarios and finer details. The iPhone 15 features a new 48 megapixel quad pixel main camera to produce sharper 24 megapixel photos. Now, this is a big step up when compared to the iPhone 14's 12 megapixel sensor. And you can really see the difference. The iPhone 15 captures significantly more detail than its predecessor. I also found the 15 to have even more dynamic range, showing more detail in the lighter and darker parts of the image. The larger sensor on the iPhone 15 also enables the 2x telephoto length that you won't get on the 14. I really like using this focal length as it is ideal for portrait shots or product photography, giving that professional camera look right on your phone. Photos from the iPhone 15 are truly best in class. I love the true-to-life yet still animated look. Skin tones too are accurate with no brightening or artificial softening like many others do. And I can say the same for video. Here you're watching footage of me shot on the back camera, and I continue to be impressed with how well the iPhone adjusts the exposure, white balance, as well as the focus. You get a nice soft, shallow depth of field in the background, while my face is nice and sharp. So at this point, we took a bit of a detour where my fiance was drawn to the smell of something sweet. So the next thing we knew, we were in chocolate heaven. Of course, we could not leave the shop empty-handed, so picked up a few treats for later tonight. After photography and filming, it is time for a break. So we stopped by a cafe for some coffee for me and some mulled wine for my fiance, who once again is helping me film this video as an incredible camera assistant. It is also quite cold outside today, so we're in definite need of a hot drink. And while we warm up, I want to show you another cool camera feature on the iPhone 15. Since it now captures the depth information with your photos, you can now turn any photo into a portrait photo after taking it. Check out this example, where not only can I adjust the depth of field, the level of depth of field, but even change the focus point, and all of this after taking the photo. Pretty impressive. Speaking of impressive, the performance on the iPhone 15 has been just that. Switching between apps, looking up directions in maps, watching videos, just to name a few, are all really fast and smooth. And this is thanks to its A16 Bionic chip. Now, this is the same chip that was on last year's 14 Pros. While this is not as fast as the A17 Pro chip that you get on the iPhone 15 Pros, the A16 absolutely flies and is a big upgrade compared to last year's non-Pro iPhone 14. Alright, so we managed to get the photos and the videos needed, and most importantly, we got the chocolates, even though we didn't intend on that. We're now going to head back home as I've got some work to do in my studio. One of the things I love about London is not only that there is so much to do and see sea, you also have many different ways of getting around, and one of my favorites is by boat. If you're ever in London, I can highly recommend taking the Uber boat. I've been looking for a good way to test the video stabilization capabilities of the iPhone 15, and now I've got my chance. Check out how smooth the footage is straight from the camera, practically eliminating the shake of the waves as we race through London. Meanwhile, me trying to hold on so I don't lose my balance. Back in my studio, as you know, this is where the magic happens. Most of the filming I do here is A-roll, which consists of me talking to camera, but for today, I'm getting some product shots or B-roll for one of my upcoming videos. To film this footage, I use my overhead camera and add different color backdrops and objects to create a set that complements the product I'm talking about. While we're here, let's talk about longevity. Now, the A16 chip in the iPhone 15 means it should get another 5 to 6 years of software support, and this is more than Samsung's 4 years and almost as much as the Pixel's 7 years, meaning with good care, this phone can last a long time. Before I wrap up, I filmed a quick tutorial video for the Apple Watch right on my iPhone 15, great for a story or shorts video. With iPhone cameras getting so good, I often incorporate footage shot on my iPhone in my YouTube videos. In fact, the video you're watching right now is shot on iPhone 2. Finally, after a long day, it is time to relax, and tonight we're playing some Team Deathmatch in Modern Warfare 3 on Xbox. I'm really enjoying replaying the classic MW2 map, shout out to Rust, my favorite map. At this point, I use a USB-C cable to charge my iPhone 15. Finally, we get a universal standard, meaning I can use the same charging cable for almost all of my tech. Today, I ended the day with around 50% remaining, but I did also top up a bit during the day while we were at the cafe. Without that, normally speaking, I'd end the day with around 30% remaining, and this means the iPhone 15 can last all day with light to moderate use, but on heavier days like today with lots of camera use and say maps, I do recommend packing a battery pack for that extra assurance. To me, the iPhone 15 really is the best iPhone in years and is the one that I recommend to most people. It brings upgrades in every major area of the iPhone compared to its predecessor, and this results in an incredible all-round package that is hard to beat. If you pick up the iPhone 15 or have just got one, I highly recommend pairing it with any of the excellent accessories from MOFT that you've seen me use throughout the day. These products truly add functionality and let you do more with your iPhone. To learn more, be sure to click the links in the description and use code Dion10 for 10% off your order. Thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on the iPhone 15, and if you'd like to see more content like this, be sure to check out my iPhone 15 Pro Max Day in the Life video on screen right now. Take care.